Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is day 126 of playing chess every day until 2000, and I am at 1935, my highest peak. Okay, we got a game against in 1938. We're gonna check the account first because, okay, he's cool. 2019, wow. Okay. Queen's Gambit. Alban counter Gambit. Actually, I did not face this a lot, so I don't know the theory. D takes, I mean, of course he will not take and ruin his structure. That will be, I think this D takes E5, and then he pushes. Then they go for this, so we have to be careful. So I'm just gonna go for A3, tell him, you know what, you're not gonna have that bishop check, because they love that check. Now he developed his knight, I developed my knight, and you know, the game continues. He might play bishop here to attack my knight. No, okay. So if we take, he will take with the knight, and I just play bishop here. He attacks me and I can just take. Yeah, if I take, he will definitely take with the knight. B4, B5 will not be useful. Okay. So how about B4 takes, B5, knight here. We cannot really take because bishop is not protecting. Okay. So if E takes here, knight will take, getting the bishop on G5. I think that's still fine. Let's take. He will take with the knight. Nice. And now we put the bishop here, or we play the move E3. We don't want the knight to hop in, so playing bishop to G5, he's gonna play H6, takes, queen takes. Still fine. Playing the move E3, he will take, and yeah. Actually, if we played this and he takes, we need to take with the bishop or something like that. Or no, we take the queen first. And if this move, and he pushes, we just take it. And if E3, and I believe he's gonna play something like this, takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and I just develop. I think we have to remove this pawn. Let's play the move E3. It is a weird gambit, but I don't know the theory. Of course, after this game, we will review it and we're gonna learn how to respond to it correctly. Because now I'm only responding to it like in a reasonable way. I mean, I'm just developing my pieces, trying to remove this very annoying pawn because I want to develop my knight, and also I want to open up for my bishop. Yeah, so he goes here, attacking my knight. So if I take here, he will take, I will take. If he takes with the knight, I can just give him a check, but that will be bad. What to do here? So I can take with the pawn. He will take me. Queen takes, knight takes, queen to E3 check, bishop to E7, and after bishop to E7 we play bishop to D3 to stop that check. But he will play maybe knight to B3. Okay, so how about this bishop here? Bishop to E2. Bishop to E2, if he takes, we can just take back. Bishop to E2, he pushes, we can just take. Bishop to E2, he takes. I take his queen first, and then I take this. I think bishop to E2 is the right move. Let's go for it, and we'll also try and take castle. So with this move, with this gambit, he's just trying to activate his pieces, as you can see. He's trying to activate the bishop and also castle, and he would have a very active pieces for only one pawn. So for him, that would be a good trade. But I believe if I took this pawn, he takes me here and I take, and after this, I mean, I just, okay. Of course, you don't want to allow him to take you here. Oh, but if we take, takes, so we take him with a check first. He will take with the rook. Not with the king, of course. And now we just take here. You don't take with the pawn, you just take here. And I don't really see what is gonna happen after that. We take, and now we're getting ready to castle. I'm still up a pawn, and everything is defended. But we have to be careful. We have to be very careful. We have to activate. We have to play knight to c3, activate the knight, control important squares, castle kingside with the rook on d1, and he is completely down a pawn. I mean, there is no compensation. I mean, the only compensation right now, he has active pieces. But if he allowed me to, also activate my pieces, get my king safe, and the rook's active, I'll be up a pawn, so I would have definitely an advantage. And I don't think that taking the pawn was maybe the correct move, because now you need to get the bishop out of here. And if you play bishop to d6, you're blocking the rook. And if you play bishop to e7 trying to castle, well, I'm just going to castle first, play knight to c3. And yeah, I mean, position is very nice. So I don't know what he will do. Maybe he's going to have some tricks, something like that. Maybe like bishop takes. No. What is that? g6? Why g6? Okay, we have to be careful. If we castle, the bishop will be very not safe. So how about playing knight to c3 first, controlling these two squares, not allowing the knight, and this is number one. Number two, we're allowing the rook to get in, and next we're going to castle. So I don't believe that knight to c3 will be bad. And also he doesn't have bishop here, so that will be very nice. Oh, I also had this bishop to g5 pinning, but he will go here and he will go here. So this will be just a waste of time, because it's not actual pin. I mean, he's just gonna put the bishop here and castle, so he would have an active bishop. Okay, here, what is he trying to do? He's trying to go for the move b5, maybe. Takes. I mean, you just lose a pawn with it. Oh, I get it. He was afraid of losing the pawn on a7. Now he wants to move the knight. If you move the knight here, I can just take it. Okay, and what if I castled and he took my knight, and after takes, he plays this move, knight to e5. I think I just drop back. I have to castle right now. Let's just castle. He's playing faster than me. We have to be careful. I mean, putting the rook, I mean, what are you doing? Move the damn bishop, bro. Castle your damn king. This is very weird. Now I'm gonna play rook fd1, trying to take the rook, and when he takes with the knight, I just try to put the other rook on d1. I will have the control of the open file, and maybe pawn storm. He needs to castle. I'm not sure what he's doing, because the king in the center is not good. And this is a very weird gambit. I mean, most of the gambits, you get a lot of, yeah, if he finally played it, most of the gambits, you get a lot of control over the board. But this kind of gambit, I mean, it's really weird. See, playing rook fd1, he will castle. And after I take, he will take. And I play rook ad1, he takes me, and I take with the bishop. But we have to be careful. If the knight moved, he's trying to attack the knight, the defender of the bishop, and also will ruin my structure. So how about knight here, castles, and knight to c5, attacking the pawn. If you try to defend, I have control of the open file. But whenever the knight moves, there will be attacks here, so we can just play a rook here, but the bishop will be going here. But we would also have bishop to d3. So this might be a move. Rook fd1, he will definitely castle, and if I take him, he will take with the rook, and then I play rook to d1, he takes me, and I take with what? I think taking with the knight is best, because you want to move away of any kind of attack on the knight, and then play b4, and then reroute the knight to the center. And we'll be up a pawn, and we have to try to utilize the pawn. Okay, we can play also bishop to c5, and not allow him to castle. He will play a move like this, weakening his structure, then we drop back, he castles. I don't know. Rook fd1. You know what? Let's go. I don't think it is the right move to take because that will help me develop. Yes. We take his rook. We trade the other rook. I'm up a pawn. I'm gonna, yeah. Now, I think taking with the knight is best. But the knight will hop in here. If I take with the bishop, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. This pawn will be weak. If I take with the knight, playing a move like this will be possible, and if I take, he will take me here. Which piece to take with? I mean, taking with the bishop, it seems fine. Everything's protected. And we're just gonna play this. He will move away, and then we'll get back. But here, he will move the knight somewhere, attacking me, and I have to... I think taking with the knight is best, but then I move like this, and I just go here, takes. I think I'm gonna take with the knight. I don't want him to move the knight to take my knight here. I want this to be a very good structure of pawns. And now I think he's gonna play knight to e5. If he didn't, I'm gonna play h3 and get the hell out of here. Or you wanna take me, thank you so much for the bishop there. But I think he has to add pressure somehow. Striking, no, b5 is stupid because he loses a pawn. I think knight to e5 is supposed to happen. But wait, we play h3. But he can take me like this. With a check. And if I take, I would have a very weird pawn here. I really want to win this, and I can win this. The reason I took with the knight because I didn't want this bishop to be active and take the other pawn, because the bishop would be here on d1 if I took with the bishop, and then I cannot go back to defend the pawn. So I only had to go here, and then a move like this might do some trouble. This is how I went back with the knight, and I want to go b4, b5, takes, and try to create a passer. If I played h3, I think he's losing. Ooh, why? Why you're weakening your, why, bro? h3 is very important. If he takes it, thank you so much for the bishop there. And also I'm gonna take this knight. I win his structure and just try to target the pawn somehow. Get the bishop out of here. We play a move like this, forcing more trades. That would be very nice. But we have to be careful not to trade everything, because if we traded everything, it might end up in a draw. So yeah. Here, what is this move? Trying to go here maybe. We can play the move b4. He cannot go here. He cannot attack me. He cannot move anywhere with the pieces. And the move b4, if knight here, trying to get the bishop here, he cannot even do that. So b4, I think it's very, very nice. Let's go. We just have to be careful. Now put the knight on c3 or on b2, and this knight moves and will be an attack on my knight. So I have to be careful. I think knight here, like knight to b2 and knight to d3, will have very good control of the center. That would be very nice. And a move like b5 will be coming, and after takes, the knight needs to move. The knight moves back, and we can play the move a4. He tries to push. Okay, so he moved the knight. Okay, he wants to go there. We can play knight to d4. What is the point of knight to d4? Just stopping the knight from going here, because we will definitely take it. We can play just to move g4, but this is very risky because he might try to push and stuff like that. So this move will be on the board. But if he played this, I just drop back. What will happen next? He cannot do anything. And then we can put the knight here and try to go for something. You can also go for the move b5 now, if takes. Knight here, bishop back, and we're trying to go for this bush. I think it's time, but a bishop here will be very annoying. We have to be careful. Hold on. Bishop to d2. Okay, the idea behind bishop to d2, because if bishop here, I can play knight to c3, and any knight move will not take my knight. It's defended. So bishop to d2, and also running away from this move, and he cannot get in with the knight. But after bishop to d2, there will be knight here and knight here. Some trouble on this pawn, but we can obviously protect it. And bishop to d2, we can put the knight on e3. It's even better. So let's just go bishop to d2. Defending the pawn and trying to go for the move b5, and if takes, takes, and then we go a4, a5, a6, trying to create a bastard on this side. And trying to put the knight on e3, stopping him forever to put the knight there. And if you put the knight here on f5 now, knight to e3, knight takes, bishop takes, still fine. The knight moves, trying to put the bishop here. I believe we just draw back, or we just push this pawn. We have to create a passer. We have to do that. I mean, knight here is fine, trying to support this push. Oh, the other knight here. I did not even look at this one. Wow. I actually did not look at it. Okay, so there's bishop to f4, attacking the weak pawn. He cannot defend it unless he went back, and I will definitely take and ruin his structure. I think I don't need to calculate much about bishop to f4. Bishop to f4, where are you going to go? You have to protect the pawn. And if you push it, I mean, good luck. You have to be careful. Bishop here, and he can play... No, he cannot play this. Bishop here, he plays this, and I believe I can take and put the bishop back here. Yeah, it's... let's go bishop to f4. Attack the weak pawn. If he plays something like this, I take, and if knight takes, we play bishop here, and he lost a piece. Because, it's a fork. So this move is not possible. We can even push, and if takes, takes, we still go for our plan because it's defended. But this move is pain in the ass. Okay, so he played this. c6. If I push, he will take, take, take. So how about playing the move a4 myself? a4 is very beautiful because we're trying to go for the move b5, and if takes, 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 that will end up in a draw. We also have a good move like knight here. Knight to e5, attacking the bishop, attacking the pawn, but it's already defended. How can we add pressure here? That's a fork. Knight here seems fine. Trying to trade, and if takes, we take back. The other knight in. I think knight here is fine because we're trying to activate the bishop. And the knight here is not really... Knight here... I mean, the bishop will just move maybe here. Knight to d2... Knight takes, bishop takes... I think it's fine. Let's go here. Trade the knights. Any move like this, I mean, you can drop back or just take, and if he takes a very weak pawn here. But yeah, the knight here is a little bit bad, but it's actually controlling these two squares for his bishop to target my dark square pawns. This move is really annoying. Even if I'm played a4 and this, he takes, I take, he takes, maybe I push. But if I put it on a dark square, I have to trade the dark square bishop so that he can never target it. And we put pressure on this pawn so that we can create a bastard. He can defend, but after I take, he takes with the bishop. I just get my knight in. Knight here. Like something like this. We try to trade off the bishops. Okay, so this is a good plan. Our plan to trade the bishops. I have to win this. I have to win this. I'm up a pawn. There's no way. You have to convert every single winning position that you have. But we definitely have to keep pieces on the board because here, 3 on 3, it's equal. We will never create anything unless we have a piece to support something. So we only trade the knights. Okay, so he took. Okay, we take back. And now the knight will hop in here to attack here. And if he pushed, I mean, you're further just, ruining your structure. The knight goes here. He might be trying to go for this move. Very annoying. But we can play bishop to d3 now. You move the knight, thank you for the pawn. Here, I think this is a good move. Yes, but we have to be careful. I mean, there's no rook to attack my pieces. So bishop here, very nice, very active bishops looking at his pawns. Okay, let's go for it. We're trying to play the move g4, attack then. Oh, what is that? Okay, so maybe he's trying to go here. Okay, so knight here, knight takes, just bishop takes. Playing the move g4, maybe I just have to play here and put the knight in the center and outpost. Oh, that's smart. Why did not think about that? f3, knight here, knight to f2. Knight here is a little bit annoying. Will allow the bishop in and it will be attacking me. The knight here is a very big problem. Should I take it? He will definitely take with the bishop. Definitely. But that's dangerous. Pushing the pawn, he moves the knight, I give him a check. This is a very annoying move. Trying to go here. So how about just playing bishop to c2, knight here. No, that's the exact same thing. Bishop to b1, knight here. And bishop here. I mean, putting the bishop here is just suicidal. I mean, f3, knight to d4, knight to f2, knight to b3, attacking my bishop. And I can just put it on e3, bishop to e3. He gets the bishop here to attack my pawn. I push, he attacks the other one, I push, and takes. Everything's still fine. I believe I'm gonna play the move f3, but hold on. f3, there is a check. Knight to e2. Oh. f3, it's also weakening. I mean, I can try to go here, but if I played knight to c3 and he takes, knight take. I mean, knight to c3, knight here, still fine. Yeah, I believe I can play knight to c3 right away and without weakening my structure. And if you want to give me the bishop there, okay, good luck trying to win this. And a move like this, I mean, I just put the knight on e4. He attacks my bishop. I put the bishop on a better square, trying to give this check and win the pawn, and he will lose the game. So this is very, very dangerous. And if I wanted to take, I mean, he will never get in with his pieces. And then we just attack and try to make use of these weak pawns. I really want to win this, man. It's been a very long journey to reach 2000. It's like 126 days, bro. So what will he do? See, he can never target the pawn on a3 unless he, what is that? b5. Smart move. He saw that's going to be a check in the future and he moved the pawn. But now you just made two backwards pawn. Idiot. Now if he takes, I can just take with a check. That is fantastic. Knight to e4. I think it is the move. If he take, I take. He plays this. I just take, and if he takes, that's a check, and I win the pawn, so he can never block me. So if he takes, I can just take. Yeah, let's go here. Knight to e4. We don't care if he takes, because that's going to be a check. He can never block. Bishop takes, king takes, check on c5, and we win the pawn. And if he takes, he's just ruining his structure, and this will be... Actually, if this, we can just win the pawn. So that's very bad. We also have a move like knight to c5, attacking the bishop. The bishop needs to go here, and then we will take. And after he takes, his bishop is owned by my knight. Look, the bishop can now move then, or I'll take it. Okay, what is this? Okay, so if I put the knight here, he will take it and ruin my structure somehow. Okay, but you have to be careful putting the bishop here, because that will, Okay. This move is bad. Taking like this will open up for his bishop. That's smart. Take. Maybe I don't have to take. Maybe I just play knight to c5, attacking the bishop. And if he took me, I can just take back. Can he make a target out of it? We're just gonna attack the knight after 9 moves. We can just win the pawn here. We also have the move g4. The knight needs to move. The knight moves here. Very dangerous. g4, knight here, knight here. We have to control the square. We just move the king. He gets the remove. I think g4, but then there will be some very weird stuff. There has to be something. Here it's very bad. You don't want to close the position. Taking, he has 2 options. Take like this or take like this. Takes. We go here, trying to support this push. Oh wait, but if takes, knight here, push, we will lose the pawn. So takes. No, we want him to take us. He can never take us, so let's just maintain the tension. And how about just king here? He plays a check, I can just take it. Thank you so much. I believe this is a good move. Trying to go for this, and after this we can just go here. Okay. King to h2. Because I want to play the move g4, and after the knight here, I don't want to allow any kind of a check. So we just put the king on g3. There will be no check here because my knight holding that square, and the bishop will go here as well. And we can also block with the move f4. So I think we have to attack on this side as well. Since there is no rooks, we have to push the pawns. We first start with this one. So when the knight moves, we start with the other one playing f4. Trying to push, trying to do something. He cannot take because we can take and win a pawn. That's number 1. Pushing like this, thank you for the pawn. Pushing like this, we can just take, and if you take here, you're completely losing after I push the pawn here. So he can never do anything with the pawns. He cannot push these because it further... I don't know what he can do. And this is the best way to actually win. In most of the games, I actually make a waiting move, like king to h2, king here, a very subtle pawn move. I'm just waiting for him to make the blunder. So you have to be patient. I wanted to go for g4, and earlier I wanted to take the pawn. And earlier I thought about, let's just try to push the pawn and do knight here and stuff. But no, just be patient. Make a waiting move. Just improve the position of your king, and wait for him to make the blunder, and then punish him. The one thing that actually made me go from 1850 or 1844 to 1935, with only 1 loss. I've played 14, 15 games. I won all of them. I lost only 1 to a cheater, and he did not get that. And the only thing that helped me is just to be patient. Literally, just be patient. Just improve the position of your pieces and let him make the blunder. As you can see, he cannot move any of these pawns. He cannot do anything here. You move the bishop, it might be a little bit, risky for him. I mean, he has a lot of options, and most of them are very confusing to him. So we just wait for him to make the blunder. Don't make the blunder. Don't take and maybe blunder a draw. Don't play this move and weaken your structure because of this rewriting of the knight. Don't make any committal moves. Just wait for him to do the blunder. And as you can see, it is consuming his time. His time is bleeding. Okay. Bishop to e6. So he's just attacking this pawn. I cannot defend, so I either push or take. If I pushed, there's no way to break through. There actually might be. If c5 and we try to break through with the move a4, he can never take. We will win the pawn. But he will also have a bad pawn, so we have to be careful. So if he takes with something. And this pawn, I think we take, and either of these two will become a backward pawn, a very weak pawn. So I believe we take. And if you took with the pawn trying to put the bishop here, might be a good move. Because if you play this, maybe I'm thinking about the move a4. If he takes, we can just take and have this pawn in bishop formation. He takes like this, okay. Okay, so now this is a weak pawn, so we have to target it. And also this is an outpost, but we can now put the bishop on e3 to put the knight there. So what do? We play g4 first, attack the knight. If the knight moves here, we play this move, attacking him. He defends. Then we put the bishop on e3 and knight to c5 outpost and attacking the bishop, and then we make weakness out of this pawn. But g4, what can he do other than that? He can go for a knight trade. Well, I just put the knight on c5. Thank you so much for the outpost. g4, knight to h4. This is a very annoying check, so that will be a blunderer. But no, g4, knight here, and just bishop to e3. Wait, g4, knight to h4, bishop to e3, and knight to f3 check. Knight to f3 check, king here. I think we have to play it. It's about time to put the bishop on an active square, the knight on an active square. But we have to be careful. Why? Because the bishop can target the pawn on a3. It is very annoying. So maybe we drop the bishop back to c2 and we try to go for this push. If he takes, we take, and now we are targeting this pawn, and this pawn is defended. So I love this idea. But if knight to h4, we just play king to g3, attacking the knight. If you want to put the knight there, keep it there by playing the move g5 or bishop here, that is very ugly. And also, if the knight moved, this pawn will become very weak. But we cannot target it, unfortunately. Maybe if the bishop was here, maybe we can target it by taking the bishop here, and if bishop takes, we can play a check and win the bishop. But that's not happening. I'm not sure why I'm seeing this kind of stuff. So if knight here, we just play king to g3. There will be no check. He cannot attack my knight. And if he played knight to d5, bishop to d5, we play knight to c5, but he can take me. See, knight here, bishop. Yeah, it is annoying. We'll play bishop here. He takes and I take. That's very bad. This pawn will become very weak. Let's see. If he went here trying to trade, knight takes, bishop takes, and the move f4 will be very nice. My pawns are pushing. But no, if knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, that would be a check, so we cannot take the pawn. Yeah. So he can play this. But we play knight to c5, attacking the bishop. The bishop needs to move, or I will definitely take it, because if I take it and the king takes, he will lose the pawn on g6. So knight here, and bishop needs to go back. And after that, we play what? We play bishop here, trying to take and trying to put the bishop on. He did play it. That is very, 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 very. We go here. We thought about this. Yeah. Oopsie, your knight is trapped. Your knight is dead. I mean, you cannot move the knight now. Unless you want to put it here, and that's might be a good move for him. But now, how about bishop here? If the knight moves there, he can never put the bishop here. He can never put the knight there. So bishop here seems beautiful. But also, like here and here. Okay. Let's go here. Why? Because after knight here, he cannot put the knight here. But after knight here, he can put the knight on f4. Yeah, we're definitely... But the game will not slip away. We play bishop to d4, because trying to put the knight here and try to target the weak pawn. Why not the bishop here and knight here? Because the bishop can go all the way there and target my pawn. But as long as my bishop is holding that bishop's, rerouting of here on b2, that would be very beautiful for me. Now we go here. He plays this, and I think we just... Okay, so he's trying to go for the square. Okay. Here, knight. Bishop. The knight is controlled by me. Very, very good stuff. Yeah. You have to be careful. Let's go here. He's gonna play this. We drop the bishop back to f1, controlling the knight, and then trying to put the knight on c5. Yeah, go here. Don't give him time. Don't let him consume your time. He might play something like h5, but we take, and after knight takes with a check, we just simply move away, and everything's protected. A waiting move could be f3, or we can actually play the move h4 ourselves, because he cannot take, he will lose this, and let's make sure that there are no checks, and he cannot play this. I think he's gonna play a move like that, bishop to d5. He's gonna play bishop to d5. But then we can play f3, and if he takes, we would have, ooh. I think a bishop to d5, yeah, he played it. Here, what about just to move f3? Let's play f3. Defend. If he wants to take, I mean, I have a passer on this side, and I will definitely play the move h4 after that. And if you want to take, put the bishop on d6, no, he just, what is that? I can just play the move here. If he take, I can just take him. What is that? I mean, even if you try to take, I'm not sure what is that. Play the move. Play it now. The knight is controlled by me. He doesn't have any kind of move to get in. He cannot take because he will lose the knight. If he take, I can just take, and the king cannot get through. Cannot get through. Okay. I think we have to take. There will be some kind of discoveries, so we have to get the hell out of here. Oh, well, we can just play this. If takes, wait, if this move, takes, king takes, and just take here. Should I really get a draw after this? Come on. Fucking thing. Can play this. No, that's dangerous. The problem with moving the damn king, I will lose the pawn. Here. Oh my god, I messed it up. I always do some stupid stuff under time pressure. We target, no, we cannot target the pawn. What to do? Let's just take here. Okay, I still need to make a move. Let's just go here. He cannot move the. He can move the king because. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I just stayed in the. Oh my god. Fucking. What did I actually do here? Some kind of a check. I take, he takes, I go here. Well, it will be a freaking race, no? Totally messed it up because I was not thinking. I didn't have time. I was playing perfect. I was playing perfect, man. And look at the stupid knight that was very bad. Now it's become active, and my bishop here was very, very bad. And I helped the knight, you know. That was very bad. I had to go for the outpost. He played the outpost, and look at his beautiful knight now. King here. King here. King here. King here. He takes and I go here. Any check and I can take. He takes and I take this pawn. So it's not so clear. But if he played this check, I have no clue. If we take king takes, king here, king here, king here, king here, king here, takes, takes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make a queen first. Oh my god, should I take it? Take, take. He cannot create a bastard. He needs to. What is he doing? Oh my god. Here? No. Hold on. Here, here, here. Oh my god. Bro. GG. Fuck you, bro. Here, here. Here. You can just have the opposition now. Going here. It will never be a stalemate because I still have the dame a3 pawn. Now he can just run all the way there and I have to keep the protection of this pawn. I was winning this, man. I have to work on my endgame. Let's see. So, we're actually playing the correct moves? Wow. I don't know this opening and I'm playing the best moves. Holy cow. Wow. I played the best moves in every single... I don't know this opening. Okay, rook a1 was best. I mean, it makes sense to move away out of the, you know, the bishop diagonal. Yeah, now we traded and now... So here we had an advantage. We just had to go rook here. Taking with the bishop was best. Here that was bad. We had to go here to attack the pawn. Oh. Bishop here, and he needs to go like this to defend. I still had to go for it. But after he played this move, then I played it. I still have an advantage. That was still the best move. Putting the knight in the center was very nice. Here. I had to go bishop to c3. I mean, it makes sense. The knight will never get in. Bishop to c3. Why I did not play it? Wow, it actually enables the knight here. Why did I not play bishop to c3? Yeah, taking that was bad. I had to push. Okay. g4 was still fine. Knight here was very bad. It's +4 now. I played the best move, king to g3. Here I did something bad. I believe I had to move the knight. I believe it's knight to c3. I'm not gonna check the move now. Knight to c3. He goes back and I take, and after king takes, we would have this push, and if takes here, that will become a weak pawn maybe? No. Oh, f4. Oh. f4. Why did I not think about this? He cannot take, he will lose the knight. And if f4, he cannot pin the pawn because I can just take it. f4, I just want to take it, and after takes, I just lost the pawn. f4. Wow. I did not make use of this pawn from the start of the game. f4. Yeah, now it's back to very, very drawish. He played the best move, and I just allowed him to reroute the bishop. And I had to go here and here. Makes sense, the bishop was more active here. He had to take me, but now I had to give him this check. But under time pressure, I just did some stupid stuff, and I had to go here. But what about losing the pawn? You play bishop here, but then he plays this. No, that will be losing. Oh my god. This he cannot take because of this move, and when he moves the knight, I can pick up the pawn. Why did I panic? Why did I panic, bro? Why did I give him this? And here, that was actually best to just push the damn pawn. And I had to go here. Yeah, I had to go there. But it was like another check and the knight met. That was an amazing game in the opening, even though I don't know anything about the opening. I played the best moves. I got a very, very good advantage. I blundered when I tried to trade everything. But it's still fine. I had to make a weakness out of the pawn on c7 until he actually pushed me to see it. Still playing fine. We made some mistakes and played the move g4. He played this, which is really bad for him. Played the best move, and I had to see the move f4. He cannot take, he will lose this. And if f4, he moves the knight, we can just take, and we just won the pawn, and we can take the bishop then, and that's just 2 pawns advantage. Just, yeah, the mistake, I allowed him to go here. And I had to go here. That was even better, because now the bishop is defending everything, and I can just move the king. Maybe he could have blundered something there. I had to move the king. I mean, the center pawn was very important. The center pawn was very, very important. If this takes bishop, and when he moves the knight, I mean, he's just losing this pawn. Yeah, and after that, this is just losing. I mean, yeah. I missed f4. I missed f4. I knew it was a bad move for him, but I did not. I don't even know why I moved the bishop to d2. What is my plan? My plan was to go bishop to d4 and put the knight here so that after it takes I can take with the bishop. But that's also drawish because, opposite color bishops. So I don't know why I went even for this. Oh my god, when you look at it, this just looks so obvious to play f4. Yeah. But under time pressure, we just make a lot of bad moves. Yeah. But we still have to work on an endgame. Practice some tactics and endgame tactics on late chess and get better at it, and hopefully getting closer to our goal. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.